Hello and welcome to Knife Delights and welcome to another Saturday Stockman Stampede. Yep, that great open tag started by brother Terry at Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. Thank you, Terry, for starting this open tag, and I invite everybody to go check out his wonderful channel. Well, what we have on the table today is another Buck 301 Stockman. I know you're going to say, why is he showing another Buck Stockman? Well, this is a different version this is a brand new addition to the collection. And this is a Camillus made, and it's a different version from the one that I've shown before. Now, before I forget to say this, I've done multiple videos on the Buck 301 as I've gotten new ones in and learned more about this pattern and the process. Why I've been trying to keep it updated. I'm trying to catalog. I continue to, well, I've gone 301 crazy. I'm going to keep continuing to buy these until I think I have all of the different versions of it. It's a complicated pattern to follow because, well, and I did a video on this, but this is one of the original 301s. This is the very first version because it has the threaded bolsters. And this one was made by Schrade. Schrade made them for 2 or 3 years, and then Buck switched to have Camillus make them. There are at least 2 or 3 different versions of the Camillus made ones. And then Buck started making their own in about 1986. So even after 86, though, there's different versions. So there's a lot to learn about this pattern. So I'm slowly building my collection. I've got, 6 or 7 of these now. And just trying to document because it's a lot easier for me. I can read about it online, but to actually have it in front of you, it's different. It helps me out. So the other Camillus, the version that I have, is this one here. And the reason I know it's a different version is this says Buck made in USA, but the model number is actually on the pile side. And as we see with this one, the model number is on the show side. Another thing that I'm looking for is I think they made a version that had 4 brass liners instead of the 3 that you see here. Another thing that I'm looking for is with the Buck made Buck Knives 301 is originally they came out with just 2 back springs. Let me see, I've got a sample of that here. And it's got the different shield. Let me sort these out here real quick. So here's one from 1987, and I had a viewer ask, he had one from 1989 and it still had the 2 back springs, such as this. Now the 86 and 87, when Buck first started making their own, had this shield there instead of the traditional knife, bolt, and hammer. So I'm still trying to track down when they went from the 2 back springs to the 3 back springs. Lots to learn yet, isn't there? Okay. This one I got off of eBay, and it's in a little rougher condition, but that's okay. I just wanted a sample. It's not so much that I wanted the knife to carry, but I just wanted another sample and or example to be able to compare with the other versions. One thing that's kind of common on some of the Buck with the Velox covers that they use, that's that saw cut Velox. It's very similar to Delrin, but it is a little different. After a few years, you'll see it kind of starts turning white a little bit, as in it's, I guess you'd call it gassing out just a little bit. But that can be removed very easily by soaking it in just a little bit of mineral oil. So before I go any further, we're going to throw this in some mineral oil. Hang on just a second. Here's my tub, and here's your mineral oil. I bought this at Walmart in the pharmacy section. You can see it's a lubricant laxative. So it's safe to get on your hands. It's not going to hurt you one bit. That's one reason I like the mineral oil. So let's just put it down in there. Whoop, got to add a little more, get it covered. And we'll just let it soak for a while and see what happens. I only had this soaking for about 15 minutes, but as you can see, it looks like a different knife, doesn't it? It takes that white stuff right off of there. And I don't know if I pointed this out before, but look at how smooth this side of the knife is. This, you can tell this was carried. This was carried a lot to smooth that Velox off like that. But yeah, I got it all wiped off and looks pretty good just like this. I thought I wasn't going to do any cleaning on it, but you know what? I see this a little bit on the back springs, so let's just touch up these back springs here real quick. Just use a little of this polishing compound here. A little bit of, I don't know if that's patina. It almost looks like it's starting to form a little bit of rust there. So let's just get rid of that. Just real quick, see if that'll come off. Not quite sure what that is there. This is one of those I just wanted to briefly clean up, get it stored. Always come back to it, clean it up better later. I just got so many refurbishing projects to work on. I'm finishing up this old orange knife, working on the pile side that I didn't do before, so that's a little bit more work to do. I hope you've been enjoying those videos. I just posted here a couple days ago, the video on John's Granddaddy Barlow that I refurbished and did a little bit of repair work to. That was fun. That's probably the longest video I did. I think it was like 38 minutes long, but I thought, what the heck. And on I've just decided on some of the refurbishing videos, if they're long, they're going to be long. You can fast forward through them. But there's some people that really like to watch, step by step and watch it all. So, I guess I'll just give you the option. You can fast forward through it. I understand not everybody has that much time to sit and watch one video. I struggle having time to watch videos myself, so I certainly do understand that. Well, it looks like there's a little scratch down in there, doesn't it? I got any kind of rust off of there, so that's a good thing. Like I said, we'll just get it cleaned up. It's oiled now with the mineral oil. We'll check the snap on it. Look at that walk and talk. Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't that sound good? The oil's not coming out real dirty or anything, so the springs must be clean. A little bit weaker, maybe a 4 or 5. I did notice on this knife, the way Camillus did it, you have to open your sheep's foot in order to get to your, or open your spade blade in order to get to your sheep's foot. So, see that how low down that nail nick is? Close that blade, you can't get to it. So, you got to do it that way. Yeah, pretty neat. So one more version of the Buck 301. And like I said, I'm on the lookout to get more of them and get the complete line of them, I guess you would say, with all the different model numbers. Here at the end, at work the other night, saw a red-tailed hawk that hangs around the work site. And there's some other little birds pestering it. Mustn't have liked that hawk being in their area, so I'll throw a little bit of that footage on here too. So anyway, thanks again, Terry, for a wonderful open tag this Saturday Stockman Stampede. And until next time, have a very delightful day.